Good morning and welcome to another episode of Home Sweet Home Cooking. I am your host Rocky, again in my mother's kitchen. Today I'm up extra early. It is 10 o'clock our time. My mom's getting my dad ready for dialysis. We're going to start this now because this is going to be in the crock pot several hours. So we want to get this started and we'll take some attention to it a little bit later in the day. What we're doing is one of my favorite, for me it's a favorite meal. It's technically soup. It's chili. I love chili. You can make it as hot as you want. You can make it sweet. You can put chili con carne. You can put chili mac. You can do whatever. Chili is a fantastic way to make it the way you want it. So what we're starting with, we're doing venison. I'm doing mine on a large crock pot. I'm not going to give amounts, but I'm going to kind of give ratios of what I like. And that's what you can use for your starting points. I got a little over 2 pounds of venison here. What I did is I went outside yesterday and I grilled these. So this is a great way in the summertime. Grill, if you're doing hamburgers, throw in a couple extra hamburgers on there, throw them in the freezer. In the wintertime, when you want this nice hot soup or hot chili, you take out your grilled burger patties. You don't have to do another pan. This is going to go straight into the crock pot. So you're not going to be frying this off. You could put this, raw hamburger in a pot and brown it on the stovetop and make your chili right in the same pot. That's fine. But grilling it adds that extra layer of flavor, and the grilled meat is fantastic in the chili. So I'm just going to crumble this up. And so this is about, for us, it's about 2 pounds, maybe a little more. I like my chili meaty. And if there's a little extra, then if I think there's too much in the pot, I'll save an extra, or save one of these patties, or 2 of these patties for the next time I do chili, or a casserole, or anything. Taco meat even. You could grill up a pound of burgers for taco meat, and then you crumble them up and add your water afterwards. But that way you're adding that extra, let's say that just extra, a little bit of flavor. Let's see. I'm gonna wait till I decide for that last one once I get the liquids in. And while I was out there grilling, I went ahead and I took a small onion, sliced it into quarters the long way, so I got little discs, rubbed a little bit of oil on them, and grilled those too. Again, an onion grilled changes the flavor profile, brings out the sugars a little bit better than just sauteing, I think. And it adds the grill marks, it adds the grill flavor to it. So it's gonna run it coarse chunks. I'm not making competition chili, and even then competition chili, some judges like to see what's in it, so they like to see bigger chunks of food. And chili competitions are all subjective anyway. You're gonna have one judge who wants their chili a little bit more spicy, one that wants it a little more sweet. I don't think it's got rules like barbecue competitions do. So if you have a good chili recipe and you've ever won a competition, let me know down below. And if you want to share your secret ingredient or the whole recipe, I appreciate that too. So, one small diced onion. Yeah, there. Now I will add more onion to this when it's time to serve. I like doing a little bit of raw onion with a fine dice on top of the chili. So this may, I don't put it all in the chili because some people don't like onion that much. So I'll put in, that's even probably a little bit light on onion. One small onion would probably be for 1.5 pounds of meat. So I could have gone a little more onion in there. Now I'm going to add some garlic. It's hard to open once you get that oil in your hands. This is just the cheap pre-ground or pre-diced grocery store garlic. I got a quart of this at my house. My mom doesn't usually keep a whole lot of garlic here at her house because Dad really doesn't like it, but I brought them a little bit to put in the fridge so they have it for cooking. Okay, so the meat and the aromatics are in. Next is going to be the tomatoes. You can do what you want with tomatoes. We looked in our cupboard to see what we had. We had a 24-ounce jar of salsa. So we're using salsa. Yep. I'll be right back. I got the oil washed off my hand, so it's gonna be a lot easier. And this is just a cheap brand of salsa. The reason why this is good to use for chilies is it's got some onion in it. It's got jalapenos in it. It's got your tomatoes in it. So, chunky salsa. We'll start with 24 ounces. I know that's not going to be quite enough. And we've also got 1 can of petite diced tomatoes with garlic and olive oil. This happened to be what was on the shelf. Just reading the side, this is actually a Walmart brand. It says from field to can in 5 hours. Ah, that's kind of impressive if it's true. Tomatoes are in. Next is going to be your seasonings. I put some salt on the burgers, salt and pepper on the burgers when I cooked them, but that's a lot of food going in there. So I'll put some salt, and pepper. I'm going about a half teaspoon each on these right now. You can adjust the flavors later. This is ground coriander. Do about a teaspoon. I'll go at least a teaspoon per pound of meat. So I'm going to go about 2 teaspoons in this. Close to a tablespoon. And I noticed, I'm glad I read this label before I opened it. My mom actually grabbed cardamom. I don't want cardamom in here, so I'll be right back with some cumin. Alright, got the cumin. Same thing, I'll do about 2 teaspoons of that, close to a tablespoon. Love the smell of cumin. And chili powder. Chili powder is just ground chili pepper, so you can use, if you want to use an ancho chili powder, or just one that says chili powder, and made from just whatever chili peppers, that's fine. At least a good tablespoon of that in there. And first, let's see what we got. Cumin, coriander, salt, pepper, that. For a little kick, I'm going to use chipotle powder, or chipotle peppers. This one actually says chipotle salsa. I've never actually used this before. I've always got the chili, or the chipotle and adobo sauce. So we'll see what this is like. Hey! I don't have to dice this. Yeah, very good. About half a can of that for mine. Might end up being a little bit hot for my dad. This is actually really sweet flavor. And my secret ingredient for extra liquid, it does add a different flavor. I'll do probably 12 ounces of beer, a little less, see where that stops. See how much liquid is in there, because most of this liquid is going to, hopefully most of this liquid is going to cook off and settle down and make a nice thick soupy chili. Alright, it looks like my ratio of tomatoes and meat is good. Now you can, speaking of meat, you can use, we're using venison, of course hamburger, chicken, whatever. Pork, if you want to use pork, you just get like a pork roast or a pork butt and cut off some fine dice, and you can do this with steak as well. I think I'll have enough room. Well, I don't have the green beans out, or the kidney beans out yet, so cumin, sorry. We're gonna put this on before we go, a little more liquid, and let this start cooking down while we're going dialysis. We still have to pick up a couple cans of beans. We've got kidney beans, I think, back there. We're gonna use black beans, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna use a pinto bean or a Great Northern bean or a navy bean, but I want a lighter colored bean for a third bean in here. So we're gonna go get some beans, and I think I've got the beer, got the adobo. That's the only 3 things that are going there yet. So we're gonna let this start simmering down, letting those flavors meld, and drop my dad off at And then take my dad to dialysis. On the way back, we're going to stop at the store and get those cans of beans. At that point, I'll turn the camera back on. We'll add the beans to it. And we can take a look at what it looks like at that point. I'm going to crank it up to high to get this going. Gonna plug it in. That is plugged in. Okay. And from there, I would say that's it. It's a, in this case, because we pre-cooked the meat, it's a one-pot dump meal. Easy to do. Just open some cans and simple. So we'll be back in a little bit and show you what it's going to look like with the beans in it. See you in a bit. It's been going for 2 hours now. Just got back from dropping Dad off for dialysis. Went and did the last of our shopping for beans. And it's time to add them beans. Got 1 can of chili beans. This is going to go in with the liquid. Got this from Dollar General. Kidney beans. Gonna pour some of this liquid off. These are from Walmart brand. I'm not brand specific for the most part. I get some of that liquid poured off. The rest of that will help thicken it. And I do like Goya black beans. They just got a little better flavor, I think. It's all personal preference. And I'll drain some of that liquid off. And we'll give it a stir. I probably could have done another can or 2 of beans if I wanted to stretch this. If you don't like a lot of beans in there, I think this would be about perfect. I may even add that, well, no. If I add that last hamburger patty, I think it'll be not enough beans at that point. So give me a little taste. Get a little meat, get a little bean. Some onion in there. And we'll see. Yep. Needs more chili powder. No, I'm not putting macaroni in. I already discussed that, yeah. Yeah,
you stretch it.
Yeah, you can use macaroni to stretch it. You can use rice. You can serve it over rice. A little more coriander. Definitely more cumin. This is a big pot of chili, folks, so it may look like a lot of seasoning, but it's really not. I'll be eating chili for a couple weeks, which is fine. This is my favorite, one of my, well, it's definitely up there at the top of my favorite soups. I'm really a big bean soup and split pea soup fan too. And I think it can use a little more salt. Wait, I'm sorry. That's for you, Rachel Ray. And can put the lid back on. It's still on high. I'll probably let it go on high for at least another 2 hours. Then I'll drop it down to low, especially when we go pick up my father from dialysis. Oh, that looks so good. You can put celery in there. I'm gonna go ahead and put some celery in there.
Not frozen. Is there some frozen?
No, that's green peppers frozen.
It's fresh.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and chop up some celery, probably 2 stalks worth, and put that in there. I probably should have put that in the beginning. I might not even chop it up. I just might put the stalks in there. Might split the stalks down the middle and just let it get the celery flavor in there and take the stalks out. Or I might chop. I don't know. I don't know if I want my chili crunchy or not this time. The celery will definitely add some crunch, add some texture to it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and add it because I do like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop up 2 stalks of celery. That's gonna go back in there 2 hours on high. We'll go pick up my father from dialysis, come back, and it should be done. So I'll see you guys in a few seconds, but it's gonna be a time warp for me. Well, would that look delicious or what? Time for me to serve myself a bowl. A big old bowl. Alright. Steaming hot, fresh bowl of chili. Before I put my extras in there, give it a taste. That's good stuff. Alright, this is how I like to finish off my chili. Some fresh raw onions. Some shredded cheddar cheese. And a dollop of good old sour cream. And that is chili perfection. It's not hot. I did not make this one spicy intentionally. But if it were too hot, the sour cream would help take off some of that heat and make it a little more mild. So that's why you see a lot of people put sour cream in their chili. It's just like putting ranch dressing or blue cheese on a hot wing. It helps mediate the heat. Alright. Now that I get that all mixed in, I'll burn my mouth one more time on this delicious chili. That makes me happy. Start it in the morning, let it go all day. It comes out delicious. I've got enough chili there to... there's several large bowls of chili here. You don't have to make a pot this big. This will freeze just fine if you want to freeze some, or if you got company coming over. A great dish to make. We used to make this year-round in Wisconsin. It is not necessarily just a winter food. I like it in the summertime. I'll eat this cold. You can always put crackers on it. I'm going to try to start losing some weight, so yes, you'll see me snacking on things like cookies and that, but I'm going to try to cut down on that. But this bowl of chili may be my only real meal of the day, so I'm gonna splurge with this. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. If you have a chili recipe that you love, please put it down below. I'm looking for a white bean and chicken chili recipe. If somebody has one of those, that'd be fantastic. But y'all have a nice day, and I'm gonna sit here and have some more of my chili. Damn, I'm good. That's some good chili.